Hey people, FlyingSoul still alive from Novosibirsk. Here today with another video, which is like something connected to some others I already shown in the past. So I want to talk about the sexual market value here in Russia, and specifically here in Novosibirsk. I will also use some data that I found on the internet just to show you actually the situation, how it is. So let's start from the fact that I think I have, and it's not only a perception actually, but I think that in the year 2021, like we are living right now, Russia has reached now at the moment an equilibrium between genders. If we talk about not all the genders like in the West, let's say, but between men and women. So the value, it's almost the same at the moment. And that's because of several factors. First of all, feminism, and it's still not that present in Russia because it's spread only among the teenagers, let's say. In those ages, like in that gap between, let's say, 15 and 25 years old, most of girls are feminists. And it's gonna be worse and worse. So that's why I'm just giving you a picture at the moment and how the situation is right now. But it's gonna get worse in the future because feminism and all the Western shit is coming over here and it's affecting a lot this country. So why do I think that at the moment Russia has reached the equilibrium? Let's analyze the different ages that we have here in Russia. So first of all, let's start from the ratio, sexual ratio. I really hope that you finally stop believing in the fact that there is a huge disbalance here in Russia between men and women. So the women are a lot. That's why men can get all the women they want, because it's absolutely not true. I already made a video and I can link it up here and you will see it several years ago about the sexual ratio here in Russia, because you are not definitely interested in dating or try to establish any kind of contact with a woman who is 70 plus years old. So I gave you a lot of reasons why there was such disbalance because of man lifestyles. The many died in work and their lifestyle was very bad, so they tend to die quite early. But that it's in the past, a long time ago. Nowadays, men are exactly healthy like women, and they have a nice lifestyle. They do a lot of sports, so they do not die. And if now I show you this statistic, and I will also link you then in the description where I took it, that if we take, like, let's call it the reproductive gap or the marriage material about women, in that specific gap you can see that there are more men than women. And this affects a lot the dating situation here in Russia. And even in the next column, when you see like after the, let's call it wall, women are still less than men. So you have to go further, like 35 plus, if you want to see a statistic where women are more than men, and not that many, by the way. So because of that, now, and also technology and all the thing and all the rest, now in Russia it's becoming pretty hard, to pick up women in general, for any reason. Just if you want just to have fun and get laid, or if you want to get married and find, let's say, a good woman. Of course, if we talk about if we compare to the West, of course it's better here. And I always say that this is the greater good for me, especially here in Novosibirsk, because Moscow, it's more like westernized, it's more international, and then the situation is a lot worse. But if let's just make some examples. So if you are a young man, even if you're not wealthy, let's say, but you're good looking, and you have like some purposes in life, and you are working on some project that you can actually find, you have enough options, let's say, and those options are exactly the same as for the women. So in that case, more or less you can be in, and your age should be like around 30 or a little bit less. But if you get older, it's logical that you have to provide something. So you can demand, if you're like 50-year-old man and you don't have money, let's just practically say that power or money, whatever, you need a position, you have a status to offer to a woman. So in that case, it's pretty hard. That's logical. But even just for sex, I mean, it can happen, of course. If you want to get laid with a young lady, you can still do that. But let's say that in general, why they should choose you when they have so many options, because that's the point. Women in general, they do not think too much. They do not think too much about statistics and all this shit. They just perceive the situation as it is. And through technology, the situation nowadays, the man starts to be like frustrated here because they can't find a partner here in Russia. They actually can discard you very easily. So the dating situation here is not that good, though it's better than in the West, of course. So of course, for a man, as a man, the situation is not good, let's say. But let's be fair. I mean, in this situation, men and women have the same, more or less the same choices. Where is the difference? It's about being a man and being a woman. So why a man need a woman? Well, basically for two things. One is to breed like healthy children, and the second one, caring, love and caring. That's why we need a woman, right? And we are not going to look for it, for her. We are not going to look for her if she's too old, because we are not going to create a family with her. So we are just focusing on this gap between, like, let's say 18 and 29 before they hit the wall. And why a woman need a man? Now, here in Russia, and that's why it's so fair here, since there is no feminism and there are no laws and situations where society privileges women, a woman still need a man for protection and for goods, let's say. Because it's still valid, this, like in a rural life as it was before. Of course, the situation in Russia is a lot safer than it was in the past, like 20 years ago, for example. But yet, women still feel that they need protection from a man. And that's also the reason why many men are still, if they are healthy and they have a good lifestyle, they tend to go to gym and to build muscles, because the perception from the women is that you need a strong man beside you. Strong here and strong here, like physically. So that's the reason why, these are the reasons why there is a fair balance now here in Russia. Only because we don't have the feminist shit and the gender stuff that we have from the West. Not yet, it's gonna be. But at the moment, it's fair, the situation. So that's basically all. I think many of you will find this video shallow, but that's, of course, my perception and my vision of what the situation here, by living here for so many years. Now it's more than 6 years that I'm living in Russia. And I think I can give my 2 cents about this topic. But if you want to discuss it, just please leave comments and see you for the next video. Bye bye.